shop is the t-shirt on again? Huh? We're on?
No, just intro.
No, the intro. What's an intro? She's counting. She's counting right now. What do I do? Oh. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Final Watch It. I am Matt Christy, and I'm hosting today because this guy over here, who's a rabbit now, is not going to be here today.
You can't trust rabbits. I've said this from the beginning. I saw Watership Down. Why didn't you guys watch Watership Down?
I watched Watership Down. It's a perfectly acceptable movie for children, right? That one, yeah.
It's about
just like toy soldiers and Gremlins.
Oh yeah, perfect 80s kids movies. Anyway, I am Matty Lapone. Joining me as always is
James Kopp,
the teen.
The team
already.
He can't see. He can't see.
We talked about it before we went on.
Yeah. I was gonna fuck it up no matter what.
Yeah, right, I know. And also joining us once again is my wife.
Rio Miranda.
Before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to get all the updates on whenever we're going live, because we never know when we're going live. But you can.
Yeah, watch us on all the different platforms that you can watch us on.
Also, I'd like to introduce, I don't know if it's on graphic yet or not, because I can't see shit. We have a show name for this. We're going back to show names. We are calling ourselves Sid of a Witch, I'm in, excuse me. Again, I can't see shit. Yeah. And if you would like your copy of that t-shirt, you can go check out T-Republic through Canoodle Studios. I'm going to make Jared put a link in something to make you all go there and make him do work while he's sick, because that's how I am. All right. Anyway, we are here today to talk about Agatha All Along, Episode 3. I don't have that title in front of me, but it's all part of the song.
Yeah. It was something like tricks and treats, trials and feats, something like that.
Perfect.
Trick or treats.
Yes, on my feet. I think it was something like that.
Give me something good, Deeds.
We should say spoilers now. We're gonna get into, like, if you haven't seen episode 3 and you like this damn show, go watch it. But we will be talking in depth about stuff. Let's go around the room. Overall, what was everybody's feelings on episode 3? Tricks or treats?
So when they did the recap on the previous episodes, I told my hubby there, I was like, and that's what James wanted out of the first 2 episodes,
pretty much.
was just that flashback, and it would have been the first 2 episodes perfectly summed up.
Especially since it didn't include anything from episode 1.
Not much to include, motherfucker, in that recap, is there? Almost like there wasn't anything important other than a naked lead, which is like, awesome on her. But yeah, Audrey Plaza was great, and it's always nice to see her. We all love Audrey Plaza. Everybody does, and so.
Aubrey.
But it's Aubrey, yeah. But it's like you gotta give them something to do, and the first episode kind of, other than setting things up, nothing happened. But yeah.
Yeah, it was just the fact that it flashed, and my immediate turnover to Matt was, hey, that was the perfect James Kopp episode.
It's just like, get on with it. God damn it.
Get on with it.
We're all dying over here. So, well, let's go around.
We're going around. It's your turn.
All right. This is a weird episode for me because the first 15 minutes can literally go fuck itself. Like in every aspect, I was like, if witches talk like this, that's okay, because humans sure as shit don't. So I don't know a lot of witches. I don't hang out with enough. But yeah, and then the last 20 minutes of this episode, I was really kind of pulled in by. I think they should have done more with it. But I was actually like, all right, and there were some wonderful nods. So
I enjoyed this episode, and it is exactly what I thought it would be, which is a Mystery of the Week style show. Which you're going to get for the next couple weeks. You got 5 witches, you got 5 episodes before we go into the penultimate and final episode, which makes up the last day of viewing for this show. So
yeah. But if they make it good, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, it's like we talk about like the heist formula and we're making fun of it and stuff. Ocean's 11's still a great fucking film. Like it's like, you know, it's if you do it well, who gives a shit? Yeah.
And the biggest thing takeaway you can have from this is they now have the setup perfectly to kill off a character every episode going forward. So that's we'll see if they stick with that or not.
She ain't dead.
We'll talk.
She ain't dead. It's Marvel. Come on.
She hasn't fully witched
Oh
out.
my
We
God,
will
yeah,
talk.
she's not-
We will talk about that here as we go forward.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
So let's all start here as we normally do with what we did not like about the episode. James, have the honors because this segment
I have
this
no
segment is
problem going
basic.
first on
This segment is
Um,
basically the James Kopp bitches about television episode.
Yeah.
Part of the show.
For you,
I think it shouldn't go around the room. It just should be this is James Cope's segment every week.
Well, it's like I really like this cast. I love the sets. It feels like a haunt. If you gave somebody money to do like a Scream in the Dark or Not Scary Farm sort of haunt and go creepy Wizard of Oz.
Mhm.
There was a shot in the path room that I thought was upside down and it was right side up. And I was like, oh, that is fucking wonderful that I can't even tell what side is up and down in this beautiful set. If it's a green screen and it's all CGI artists, you're amazing. If it's an actual set, whoever built it is wonderful. This cast is good. They are talented and interesting. You know, good Lord, the person who wrote these, you have all the ability for formula. You brought in not one, but two audience point of view characters, one that wants to be there and one that doesn't even know if they want to be there. So you have all these opportunities to do all these things. And good Lord, we had a very sitcom-y again, repeat, as they're walking down the road of them talking, and every line was painful. And it just kind of went nowhere. And yeah. Then we get to the house, and things kind of get a little more interesting. And then what happens that's actually something happening was kind of cool. And it was, again, they used witch stuff to kind of take care of this. So, like, all that was amazing. But, yeah, man, the script, that's my problem with this show. The script, just like WandaVision, the script is the weakest part, where you need to bring somebody in that can help you out with dialogue or the smoothness of the dialogue, I guess.
But James, they had a callback to your most favorite episode from WandaVision.
Yeah, it's I didn't mind the some of the callbacks and stuff connecting it to the other show. Yeah, I don't know. There was good stuff.
This time it didn't bother us.
This time it was fine.
Hey, no. It was one line, not 40 minutes of a fucking bad. Like that's different. That's torture. Like that's you like donuts, do you? I love donuts. Well, how about all the donuts in the world? That's what episode 1 was.
Yeah, it was the ironic. It was the ironic torture room from Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
4? Was that 4 or 5?
It's the
Look who's doing callbacks.
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
That's what we do, motherfucker. Yeah.
That's how topical we are. We're referencing Simpsons episodes from the 90s. So watch Canoodle Studios or all that. But like that's my biggest complaint, where it's like, and there's just, I don't know. Like I was thinking about one of the things that really annoyed me from the first episode was when we meet the teen. The kid who is non-magical, has a curse on him, and we'll get into our thoughts and theories on what role he actually is. So, because I think it's gonna get smacked in our face a couple of times coming up here. But it was like everything about him says asexual, bisexual, or gay, but was like the fact that we had to show like a boyfriend was calling him. I was like, do you think the audience is that stupid that you got to keep like spoon feeding us with stuff, and it's
that
it both feels like a waste of time, and it both feels kind of a little insulting. Where it's kind of like, if you're looking to get that 2.5 Men Big Bang Theory sort of crowd, and I get that, that's the broad net that you want to get of all those people, but I don't think we need to Family Guy dumb it down.
That was episode 2, and if we go by a majority of the people's theories on who he is, it's not just we're putting his boyfriend on to show he's gay just because we want to thing. It's we're putting that on because the character who he supposedly is in this theory is gay in the comics, and his boyfriend is another main character within the comic lore.
Okay.
So that's the whole purpose for it.
See, what you just said was interesting, and what the episode did was not. That's the big difference.
If it wasn't,
it's deleted. They're trying to get you to start.
Say, hey,
so that if it's not relatable to you, you haven't read the comics. You have a starting
Here's
point.
an Easter egg, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Exactly.
it's an Easter egg. We're not going to tell you who this character is yet. You want to go next?
Yeah, for me, that's my biggest beef with the episodes. So is
Were you asking James's?
yes, I was. I was asking James' second personality. Do you want to go next, James' second personality? Who has the same thoughts as James' first personality?
Yeah. But he doesn't get enough. He doesn't get enough screen time.
Oh, okay.
So we want to talk to him.
2 stars.
All right.
Move on.
All right.
I forgot he was James McAvoy and not James
Exactly.
Kopp.
It's split. It's double split. Ooh, that new movie he's in, it's bad. Fucking
Speak no evil.
It's got some dumbass fucking trying to be smart name like this 2 shall pass or
It's
double home invasion.
Speak no evil.
Speak no evil. It's got some fucking. It's got.
I like double home invasion.
It's such a horrible movie. It's such a pointless, and they're billing it as a horror movie, and it's a drama. And halfway through, I said this, Christian. It was Manos Hands of Fate, where it's like Manos Hands of Fate says it's a horror movie. It is not a horror movie. You had a piece of shit at the end, and you were like, "It's horror," and it's like, "No, it isn't. You just didn't know how to make it."
It's horrifying how bad it is.
Oh.
That's how they get you with the horror
Gotcha.
hook.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so what am I supposed to be talking about? Because James,
We're still on the negatives for this one. I think. I don't know, James.
Any negatives?
Yeah, any negatives? And by the way, speaking of, it was a sequel to See No Evil, Hear No Evil. They just went a completely,
Which is a great show.
They just went, yes, it's just completely different tone for the sequel.
Yeah.
Sorry, go Brent.
Yeah, I could have done without them treating Deborah Jo. I don't what's her name?
Sharon.
She keeps correcting
Sharon.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yes. As being such a throwaway character, that was kind of bothersome for me. Yeah, there were some hangups in runtime for sure. Just some unnecessary gimmicky dialogue, like the whole you turn away for 2 seconds and where does she go sort of thing. Like that's a little meh.
Well, but again, had they done it well,
Yeah.
when they all went and saw different shit in the house, I was like, oh boy, what do we got? We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see terrible things from their horrible past, and it was like, no, you're not. You're gonna, you're just gonna see a quick. And I was like, you could have done something really great with each one of those moments. They did a couple.
Yeah. No, it has its moments for sure. There are bits of it that are more forgettable than others for sure. Where you could have just kind of glazed through it and been like, all right, well, we're just eating up screen time.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think I could hate on it as much as
Nobody
as
can
James
hate on
can,
things as
for
much as
sure.
James Cope. Nobody.
It is a gift.
I'm aware.
Nobody.
I just like declaring the obvious.
I think my biggest issue was Mrs. Hart, Sharon's the character turn at the very beginning of the episode, because this seems like an immediate continuation from the end of episode 2, where they just start walking the path, and all of a sudden she's hostile to everybody. I was like,
we're like,
it's like,
and that's the wrong tone for your audience point of view character, especially the housewife goofy that 70s show mom. Like, it's like, make her excited to be there. That's or make her like make her mom to be there. Like, I don't think we should be here without shoes. Like, all right, I'm gonna make shoes out of Kleenex for everybody. Like, there's so many ways you could have gone that would have made it really fun and interesting.
Or include the scene that shows why the transition took place. Because she was the kind of happy-go-lucky, dumb character when they went down the stairs, and she seemed fine at the end of the second episode, and then all of a sudden she's like, who are you? All a bunch of witches. I don't want to be here. It's like, what? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I felt like they did wrong by her on her as a character. Like, they could have done better by her.
But half of her dialogue was double entendres for the fact that she was going to be dead by the end of the episode.
And I actually I have my list of good things and bad things for the episode, and it's like she's on my good list for the episode, where it was like when they get to the house, I was way more interested in what she was doing.
That's
because she was they're seeing all this stuff that's obviously set up as a fucking Legend of Zelda test to get through a fucking maze here or a shrine, and it was very interesting that she was seeing all the little things that they weren't, right? And so it's like, because she's got that other perspective. And I thought...
Yeah, because I think she's not overthinking it to the way that the witches would do it. She's coming into it more forward thinking because she's not trying to over dramatize it, I think is the main thing, is she's taking it from a more straightforward view.
Yeah, but but even that's a complete 180 from how she was just before that, when she was getting sucked into the mire because she went off the road. But
they're just using her for whatever's
plot
unfortunately
convenient. That's true. But no, I enjoyed
all right,
her.
Well, if that's it, let's talk about the stuff we actually liked in this episode, because there was a couple of things.
My favorite thing in the episode, because it happened throughout the entire episode, was the practicality of everything that took place in camera. It did not appear there was much CG anything.
Yeah.
And that was lovely, because that's not done anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. Like even the Witch's Road. The Witch's Road is modeled after the Yellow Brick Road from The Wizard of Oz, where when they're not using the green screen per se, they're using miniature models as a distance puller to make it look like it's further out than it actually is. Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And every transition in the house was just this basic walk off camera for one section, do a quick change set decoration, and go right back into the new thing.
Yep.
So
it's the show looks great, and this cast has it. Like my bitching is always with, I wish you guys would spend a little more time on your scripts before you got it to set, because good Lord, everything else, just like WandaVision, where it was like, it was upsetting sometimes that the episode would be beautiful, just beautiful, and for everything, and they said and did nothing the entire episode, where it was just like, oh man, what the fuck.
I think I like this more than WandaVision in the aspect that you're getting bits of the character's story every episode. It is continuing forward, whereas in WandaVision is we focus on this sitcom situational thing for the one episode, and at the very end we're going to introduce this other bit of information that propels something later. Something later. This time you're getting information slowly as the show and episodes go on, which builds the characters more that way, and not just make them as props for a scene necessarily, that there is something else inside them that is motivating them to continue on with all of this.
Well, I'll say, like, the thing that I love the most was the witch being witches, which is like they get poisoned and they got to make a potion, and I was just like, I'm 100% in. I am so in. Make a fucking potion, like Oh, what do you got?
The modernization of all of those things from what they originally were, saying what the root of all of those chemicals and potion things were, but in modern day, that blew my mind. They're like, all right,
wonderful.
what would this have been? Like, what's the modern translation to all of these ingredients? That's what got me. I was,
and it was a group of witches going and getting different items to make a potion to stop a curse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like what could be better? What could be a better episode for a witch show? So it's just like, this is great.
And I like the call out on the organic BS.
That
nod right there.
The best call out of the whole episode, the smartest, funniest call out was the exit to the house.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
when it opened, I laughed out loud. Where I was like, that is the smartest, funniest joke you could make about this. Is like, yeah.
Well, it was great because our kid was in the room while we were watching that too, so we're just kind of walking our kid through that a little bit as well.
And then Patty LuPone has the greatest line and says, "I'm not going in there." Had a friend who once it didn't turn out very well for
Yes.
her.
Exactly. Hey, as soon as it opened, I was like, "Witches go in the oven."
Yep.
Witches go in the oven.
Well,
It's I was just really kind of taken with how great that was. Yeah, and I will say this: who's ever directing these episodes, some of the shots are really, really pretty. Like, where it's just like whoever's doing some of the director of photography, or whoever's storyboarding, or whoever's making these models that are going to place, they're really worth their paycheck because it just looks so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like.
I like the change of the look of the characters too.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I don't know if they're going to keep doing that consistently through, and we get sort of a callback to the WandaVision series where everybody looks a little different in the episodes depending on situational curses or whatever their trials are.
From the original trailer and a few other things, it looks like every week, wherever they end up, they're going to be costumed appropriately to wherever they are. So
see, that's fun. And now nerds everywhere and cosplayers are going to have the time of their lives. So they all the nerds everywhere can thank this show for amazing cosplays.
Yeah, totally. And if we have any other praising to do, let's do it, because I kind of want to move on to our favorite, which is wild speculation from things that came out of this episode.
I just want to hear Matt Jared on that right now, because I'm sure he's sitting on a hard on.
Jared's not entirely here. Yeah. It's like my theory has not been proven wrong yet, so there's that.
Okay.
But
do we have any other praising for the episode?
No, but I find it funny that we don't include lore in any of the praising or negative. The lore is just lore that we talk about on its own.
Yeah, it's yeah.
No, it's a fun thing.
That's a fair point.
It's a fun thing. So
it's hard to say, because when we say lore, we don't know where some of these characters are going.
No,
we can all make obvious guesses, but it's hard to judge something until we know what it is finally, right? And we might not know that until don't fucking Kenobi us. Don't you Kenobi us. You give it to us in this season, you pieces of shit. So if Mephisto shows up at the end and like, hey, what's up, buddies? And then cut to black. I will Arcolite or whatever, Arcolite that Yoda shit. What was that?
Speaking of which, that name was said. They finally said that name. Yeah, that guy's name. You know, that guy's name that's mentioned every single episode of every single Marvel show since the first episode of WandaVision.
It's not mentioned in a lot of Marvel shows, but I do know when we review Marvel shows
that's what I'm saying. It's been not to the show. Oh yeah.
Name a lot.
Oh yeah. So does every other reviewer. He's like, we're gonna say the name.
Yeah. So.
And now he's confirmed.
Yeah.
Now he's confirmed, motherfuckers.
Congratulations.
Hooray.
I know. Smoking Phat J is not here, which is really sad, because he's the one that's always pulling this out no matter what.
And my favorite
Sentinels, it's probably Mephisto.
Oh, you said it. No,
it doesn't matter.
You
what
ruined the
happens.
bit, James. But you ruined the bit. The bit was that we were not going to actually say the name. We were just going to reference it the entire time. Damn it!
I've been drinking.
Damn it!
You bitch.
Damn it!
But yeah, we got an actual name call out in this episode, and we were talking about it. And correct,
you are not allowed to say it again.
I know.
Keep that name out of your mouth.
I will do my best. But if we can check, I can't remember another time that this might have been mentioned in an MCU property, like be a movie or one of the TV shows. So this might be the first time it was mentioned.
So
I don't
within an actual thing that we have seen is the first time it is mentioned.
Yeah, and so if there's something where it was mentioned outside, tear us apart in the comments.
No. It's been brought up that the character is supposed to be in the Ironheart series. The Ironheart series, based upon the Once Upon a Time release schedule, should have already released. But because of reactions to things, how things went for Phase 4 and other problems such as a strike. Hey, what do you know? It's been pushed back to supposedly next year, so we'll see if the character actually shows up in that show, or if somebody at the studio was just throwing shit around. But yeah, within the
who is the revealed character at the end of the Eternals? I can't remember which one it is, but that's that. There you go.
Yeah,
that's all we need to know. All right.
You talking about the end, the post credit scene? Yeah, Blade. Blade and the Black Knight. Yeah, those two. I thought you were talking about the thing in the ocean that's finally going to be brought up in the next movie, which is next year.
All right.
Yes. Let's rate this and let's rate this and throw a wild.
We got the name check for that. Can we do? What are our wild guesses with the kid?
No.
What are our guesses?
No, James, you're doing this in the wrong order. We're giving our scores first, and then we're throwing around wild speculation.
All right, I'll make myself a drink.
Indeed. What are we rating this as today, Carissa?
It's the same as last time.
Oh, same as last time. All right, we get Agatha all along.
Little Agatha.
Yeah. Miranda, go first this time.
I'm gonna rate this 4.5 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was visually appealing. I liked watching the characters change and evolve. I liked watching them have to be forced to work together. And I like them dragging Agatha in and letting her know that if we're gonna do this because you started this shit, you're gonna have to finish it, which means you are all in. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I like the modernization of what witches are doing in a modern society, quote unquote. Both because of the song initially, and now watching what they're doing with potions. I want to see the continuation of the modernization of witches and what the practicality of how that's going to look going forward. The only reason I wouldn't give this a 5 out of 5 is we didn't get any Aubrey Plaza.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, you go back to the teens line early in the episode, is that you don't have your powers. Well, then do the craft part of witchcraft.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Like no.
So that was done spectacularly well, I think.
I'll go next if you want to. I'm going right down the middle with this with 2 out of 5, which I think is what it deserves. Because
that's not the middle of 5.
2.5 out of 5, whatever that is.
Okay, I was like, the fuck math is that?
2.5 out of 5, and here's why. First half of the episode, I was literally like typing, and I was like, "Man, fuck this show and fucking Matt." And I was like writing all this stuff down, and I was mad. And then as soon as I started drinking the wine, I quit typing. It got very good. It got very interesting, and it wasn't like the best thing I had seen all week or whatever, but it was really good, and there was still clunky shit. God, the thing that heated the water, was that not the clunkiest delivery of a fucking introduction of a heat device?
No. Not to you, yes, but you got to understand this was a whole escape room. So that was
Yeah.
there as the thing.
She needed a
Yeah.
vessel big enough to make the potion, and so how the
How you
fuck else is she
gonna heat that
shit?
up unless you put it on a pot on the stove and
Yeah. I love, but
They don't have that there,
I
so they gotta
love that
improvise.
mistake conflict, which I got excited. Like, how are you gonna fix this problem? Of like, well, now how do we heat it? How do we boil it in the sink? It was just like, yeah. But the pulling out the device and having baby not baby fucking give that fucking weird ass rundown of it, I was like, oh. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2.5, where I was like, honestly, watch the recap of the other 2 episodes, skip 15 minutes, and you're gonna have a great time.
So watch the beginning of this episode's previously on, and then go like halfway through the episode and start going.
No, I would say watch the last 20 minutes of the second episode. I really, I like the Death Eaters. I like the chant. The chant's a little too fucking pop music, but it still worked. You know, it fucking worked. And so it was like it.
I want you to clip that, Carissa, and there's a reason why. And I won't explain it now, but James, you don't understand what you just said, so it'll come back and bite you. Don't worry.
What, the Death Eaters?
No, the little too pop music.
Oh shit! Are they gonna go full on? Fucking...
I'm not spoiling it for you.
Oh man.
But your complaints what I've had. First off, I'd like to explain to those of you who have only been watching us more recently that yes, once upon a time, James did bring notes on the show with him and referred directly to them. So every time you hear James say, "Oh, I was taking notes and everything like that," no, it is a thing that he has done. It's just he keeps saying that, which it may or may not be true still, but he's too drunk by the time the show goes on to actually physically remember to bring the notes with him to refer to.
So here, all right, we'll go down James's crazy path real quick. I have a Google Doc open right now with all my notes that I've been writing down, and I'll read you word for word all the notes I have for this episode. First half, painful to watch. Second half, pretty great. The bad. Do witches talk like this? Because humans don't. The script is the weakest link in this fucking chain, is one of my notes. This series, the series of tests need to be better and more interesting. Then I've got my good section, and it says, neighborhood lady, man, she's wonderful. Making potions, motherfucker, is what I wrote, which is like, which is exactly how I felt.
So he's also drunk while he
Yes,
writes
yes.
his
No,
notes.
I'm basically.
Well,
a drunk child,
no. That's how he writes. that is legitimately how he writes.
I mean, you have a longer history with him and his finesse.
That is why
so
somebody
this
has
makes
to go
sense.
over it at some point. He has.
And then fucking the last note of the good was, which is going in the
Can I
oven.
see the original draft of Geeks versus, please?
That's just a bunch of scribbles on a piece of paper.
I've always been very thankful for people just like going with it, though. You know, like that's always been nice.
I have this idea. We're doing this. Yes.
And then at the bottom, wild guesses is my last of my notes on here. So I do have my notes with me, but they're in a Google Doc.
He doesn't have what they are. He just
Says
has a
wild
category
guesses.
for it.
My note is
Isn't
wild
it?
guesses.
All right.
I
Give
am-
your rating. Let's go wild guesses.
I'm giving this a 4. I'm giving this a 4. I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, the very beginning, the tonal shift on Sharon's character was just kind of off-putting, unfortunately.
Dude, every
but
one of those lines, man, like all of their lines were just kind of like, did they have a gun to your fucking head to make you like all? It just doesn't work for me at that first half.
But as soon as they got to the door of the house, then it's like, yep, okay, great. This is picking up. This is exactly what I wanted from these episodes. Just this mystery of the week style situation, and the set design, the practicality of changing to different scenes and locales within the same location that you were already in. Old school film tricks, everything like that, just wonderful. And
It's beautiful.
And some of the characters coming out and with what some of the backstory information is great, was great too. And Catherine, I didn't say it before, but Catherine Hahn is playing Agatha wonderfully. as being this sneaky, conniving witch who seemingly obviously has not actually been down the witch's road, trying to weasel her way out of doing everything and making them do it for her, so she can get the power. But no, it's I enjoyed it thoroughly so far.
And she actually has some funny moments.
Yeah.
Like when fucking that 70s show died and she was like, what's her name? Like I laughed out loud. Like where it's like, even in death, I don't know her fucking name, you know?
Yep. So, all right.
Because it's all about her personal gain.
Exactly.
Like,
it doesn't matter what her fucking name is.
Less about anybody else.
It's such a great moment for that character of like Agatha. Of like, that she does not mean shit to me. So,
All right, wild theory time. Strobe lights.
All right,
and
so the
fireworks
most obvious, the most basic bitch theory is that this kid is Agatha's child.
I said that last week. Yes.
All right. Well, this week it was fucking smacking us around. And, yeah.
How is that a wild theory if it seems like facts right now?
So is it just facts? Is this a red herring? Is this a misdirect? Are we going to get some sort of big reveal for something other?
It may be. It's because the opposing theory on this is it's Billy Maximoff, one of Wanda's kids, also known as Wiccan.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, or we're going to get a boner situation where it's her son is possessing the body of somebody else, and the kid is ultimately irrelevant, and we're going to get something else with her actual son at some point later on. Okay. But like we got confirmed in this episode that Agatha truly did give up her kid for the Darkhold. Whether intentionally or not was the thing that was not completely clear.
I don't know.
Because she seemed bothered.
No.
I know, but when I was younger, a mother giving up their child seemed like the most unholy thing that could ever happen. I'm 46 now, and I'm like, yeah, maybe that kid's got to go. Like, it's like, it's not an unforgivable crime anymore. All right, like, I don't know this kid, and I didn't know Agatha.
Some babies are bastards.
Babies are kind of bastards. You young folks, you'll understand when you're older. You're all kind of bastards, and so
But what I mean by that is whether she chose to give up her child, or whether whatever dark entity gave her the Darkhold took her child as payment, and she wanted the power, so she kind of tried to play it off as it didn't bother her for the entirety of the time she had the Darkhold.
Okay, that's a better theory. I can sign up for that.
My theory is just Bender from Futurama with his kid. So that's please Google that if you're watching. So, that's how I think maybe Agatha did it. If they're going for, it's dangerous because if we're going with a villain's arc or if we're going with an anti-hero's arc, and I'm a little opinionated on when it comes to that topic, Agatha did one of the most unholy things a character can do in a TV show or movie. She killed a fucking dog for personal gain. Like, that never flies. And so, like, I honestly think some people would be cooler with her giving up her kid than killing a dog. So, is she the villain? Is she going to be an anti-hero? Either will work. It just depends how well you write it, right? And so, I don't know where we're headed, but it seems...
So based on your opinion of the writing, she's just going to be what?
I hope. I don't know. Like the who's ever writing this, your concepts are great. You just need to work on your dialogue. So it's like, I think the concepts are interesting and might get there. We're still talking about Vision talking to himself about the fucking boat thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so there's like moments of real insight and thought, I think, put into these. And so I hope we get more of that. But is Agatha a villain? If so, this show should be a villain's arc. Should end with her fucking, fucking teeny teen, here is my kid. And I fucking Bender yeetus that fetus right into the lava. And so it's like if it's something like that, then make her the villain. And they've done a good job so far. But they've also set up enough that she could be redeemed and be a fucking Shrek. You know, she can be a happy-go-lucky hero who's it's kind of villainish. But I actually hope they go more villain with it. We'll see.
Well, Patti LuPone had that one little brief scene when they were in the bathroom searching for the petroleum products, where she went into her trance state to say that must save Agatha. So there's something going on where Agatha is an important character for some reason to everybody. Important character to everybody there, and something greater overall. For whatever reason, it wasn't me. It was.
But what if Agatha is just the yin to the yang?
That could happen. Something that was brought up, or pointed out by one of the other things that I watched. There was an episode of WandaVision where the kids come up to her and start talking to her about what she can do and everything like that, and they ask her, "Can you bring people back from the dead?" And Agnes at the time, holding dead Sparky of all things, has this real serious tonal change to herself, where she asks, "Can you?" Whether that was ever intended to be something more or not, I don't know, but the creator of WandaVision is also the creator of Agatha All Along. So it may be that she went back and took that as there is something there that she was hoping that maybe there is some power that can bring her son back to her.
Mm-hmm.
So whether she knows that this kid is her son or whatever is going on, I don't know. But there,
Well, what do you think, sweetheart? What do you think?
I told you that I believe it's her kid in this form.
I think she knows it's her kid too.
Okay, you're saying.
I think somewhere she knows that it is, and she's just trying to repress it.
She does have this instinctive protective nature towards him at certain times.
All right.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a part of her that she's purposefully locked away that knows exactly who that child is.
But again, I don't know necessarily that the individual is her son, or that her son occupies the individual. I think I'm leaning more towards that now, because there was the dialogue in this episode from him, a couple different things he said. He keeps referring to his parents that we'll probably never see. He makes the comment that they wouldn't be awake right now anyway, which I think is alluding to the fact that they are dead, whoever that character's supposed parents are.
It's funny you say that, because I thought the exact same thing when he said it. Like, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's talking to the Blood Witch, because I can't remember her name right now, she mentioned something that happened 3 years ago with her mom, and he says, "Yeah, something like that happened to me 3 years ago." Which I think is more something happened to that character, that's where the introduction to her son came to be.
Might be also interesting to map this up to when did in timeline.
Oh no, this is exactly 3 years after WandaVision.
After WandaVision, so it's like how all that adds up to it.
Because the thing we have to remember is that in the MCU timeline, it is 2026.
Yeah.
So WandaVision was 2023 because there was a time skip, and then time readjusted itself and was finally confirmed with Hawkeye where we were timeline wise with everything. So
what are they gonna do if we get double 9/11? Did anybody Figgy? Did you think about that? What if we get double 9/11 this year or next year? What are you gonna do with the WandaVisions?
It's just gonna be written back in somewhere. Everything's gonna be retconned. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Get back to us, Figgy.
There'll be 4 towers.
Four towers, Figgy. All of them. And I thought the 4th one would stay.
The Saudi Arabians are going to take out their own towers.
Exactly. They hit the 4th tower.
I can't do this again. And then double COVID,
No.
and then double COVID hits 5 years later. Just like,
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
fuck it.
Double COVID.
Double COVID.
I can't wait to get my double COVID shot. It's 8 shots.
It just goes from the top of your arm down to
Yeah,
your
exactly,
wrist.
exactly.
One of them's directly into my eye, but you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah. What we're saying, if you're watching this in the future, is we live in a hellscape, and we are trapped
Yes.
here. So, yay.
Do you have any theories, Miranda? Anything else on top to add to throw out your own?
I have just enjoyed all of your guys's.
Also,
especially double 9/11.
Yeah, double 9/11. I
I'm-
think is our best thought for how this show will end is obviously double 9/11.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say
You said that last week that this was.
yes, I literally said that last
God
week.
damn it! I gotta sober up for these because I don't remember that at all.
Jared sulkily like, yeah, okay, whatever. So my theory is so I couldn't try to rub it into his face. The more evidence that was leaning towards that. Of course, it'll probably be wrong in the end, but whatever.
Well, it could also be. It could totally be a mislead.
Yep.
There's definitely a mystery going on here, which I think is so wonderful to do. Where it's like there's and it's not a complex mystery. It's not a bullshit mystery. It's not going to be, please don't arclight us, where it's like, hey, we're going to give you a little bit and then not tell you, and then we'll get canceled and go shit in a corner. And so,
okay, wild theory. The kid is someone gaslighting, knowing Agatha's history,
Hey,
pretending to be the son. He's cursed himself, and he's following around so that he can steal Agatha's
I like
power.
that theory too. I do.
that could be a fun climax.
I
right
do
there.
like that theory. So
The witch has got to help Agatha beat the teen,
Yep.
who's actually the big bad.
yeah,
Yeah, and he's just there hoping that they dismiss him completely, that he's messing with Agatha to make her feel like that's the missing link. She'll feel empathetic towards him, and in the end, he's the biggest villain of it all.
that'd be cool.
Which is, if Smoking Fat J was here, he would say he is Mephisto.
Yes.
So there
he
you go.
himself, he
You
himself
did it
is.
again.
Did it.
We came full circle.
I'm
Okay.
coming over there. I'm gonna slap that
We
name
came
right
full
out of
circle.
your mouth.
For next week specifically, you got any thoughts? Just specifically to next episode.
Next episode, I think you're right. We're gonna get a series of. They're gonna go through these different challenges each week. Hey, writer, focus more on what you did in the second half of this episode and not what you did in the first half of this episode. Focus more on what you did at the end of season episode 2 and not anything you did in episode 1, because you have a strong suit and you have a weak suit. So use the strong suit. You do much better. That's
Play
my
to your
hope.
strengths.
Yeah. I mean, my theory is, you know how Sharon's gonna be fine. Sharon's gonna be fine because she was never actually there. Aubrey Plaza's gonna bust out of her dead corpse.
They're still
And-
bringing her
Is
back
that
to
what
life.
that preview
Yeah.
And-
scene was?
It was
Busting
no,
out
it was
her
her the
corpse?
entire time.
Playing protagonist the entire
Yeah,
time.
hiding in the body of a normie.
That would explain the weird mood changes for no
There you go.
reason.
But she's got to come into the show somehow, and I think that's the best way for her to come in right now. So y'all need a Green Witch. I've been here the whole time. So
Fuck you.
We like it. I
That's
don't know
fine.
if we
We'll
agree.
see.
What?
Uh,
You were right
but-
about the fucking kid, and I was too drunk to remember
Yeah.
it. So there we go.
Also, going by witch theme, because witch is based upon the elements and everything else like that. The fact that this episode ended with them going through an oven, it's probably going to be some sort of fire theme for the next episode.
Well, so we've gotten a chant. We've gotten a vocal chant, and now we got a potion. So what's the next thing we think witches are gonna have to do while in a coven? What is something that witches do
Well-
that they could?
Fireball.
Well, maybe maybe
I
wands.
cast
just like
fireball.
wands in general.
Talk about
Yeah.
I just wanted
Talk-
to mess with Matt. I
talk
knew
about
he was
old
gonna get mad when I
school
said that.
things. I cast fireball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That game's available on PS5 now because that's how things work nowadays.
Yeah. Sacrifice would be great.
Ooh, being burned
Being
at
burned
the
at the
stake.
stake, like up the ante, like let's go fucking nuts with this shit. Yeah, like that would be some fun stuff. Go
because again, how were they going to die? They were going to be drowned. They weren't going to die by the they weren't.
Burned at the stake. I'm telling you.
They were not actually going to be killed by the poison in this episode. They were going to be drowned.
No, yeah, totally, yeah,
good point. So the next one, because they went to an oven, it's a fire theme. They're going to be burned at the stake.
Yeah, all right.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I
We'll
like
see.
it when people plan shit out for good media.
Yeah.
So.
Earth is the stoning of witches. Whatever episode that's going to be, and then wind. I'm not sure exactly what the wind would be for witches offhand.
They get swept up in a tornado.
Oh, there you go.
There
you go. That is the Wizard of Oz episode.
What's funny is like I went to Salem and I went to that fucking witch museum. Most of the witches, which like half of them were dudes, were crushed with rock. Like the hanging and the burning. The hanging was more common than the burning. The burning was very rare. It was rocks. It was fucking rocks.
Oh yeah, because it's biblical.
Yeah.
You stoned people in the Bible, so why would you do that to
was an old guy who lived down by the fucking river, a la Chris Farley, and fucking they brought him up for witchcraft, and he kept saying more weight until they killed him. He was like, more weight, like so I like that this male not witch, because witches aren't a thing, Christians, no matter what Disney Plus tells you. So I love the idea that he was just fucking demanding they hurry it up with his fucking death. Like you.
Well, at some point you got to be crushed enough that you're like, can you just fucking please get this over? Just stack on as many stones as you can.
I think I still. Man, it's hard to say.
Well, then either it's going to be tornado or it's going to be hanging, because hanging being one of the key ones that hasn't come up yet. So hanging may somehow be involved with the wind, because you're left hanging in the wind, I guess would be the closest analogy to that. So I wasn't trying to go for a pun. It's like that's the closest thing to it. So all right.
Are you embarrassed of yourself?
I am.
You
I am. Yeah. And the better part of it is I can't see myself be embarrassed, so because I still can't see shit.
Makes it easier.
Yes.
It's okay. The internet can.
Sure they can. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watched this far. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say before we close out this episode, ladies and gentlemen?
I guess, like, if you were being crushed by stones because you were a witch, would you still try to rub one out before they killed you?
If your body was... Could you physically do that? Our body already covered in stones?
How are you gonna get your hand over to it?
Hey, let's not.
Did you start with your hand on your dick as they stoned you?
It could be male or female. I'm looking at a universal sort of grouping here. Like, would you try to? I don't know.
You'd have to have that pre-thought out before they started
First
stoning
off, first off, let's be professional. It's pre-thought out no matter what situation you're in. But it's if you're being stoned to death and you're like, one, it's too late. Two, I'm being killed. And everybody in this room already thinks I'm the worst person ever. So let's ride that train. And so,
I mean, that's a great way to go out. I mean, at least you go out on a sense of euphoria. My theory is, though, or my thought process would be, you would have to think about that so quickly in the moment, because I don't think that they pre-warn you real well that they're gonna stone you to death.
Hey,
you're like, let me get my hands.
I'm sorry. They bring in the stone.
I'm sorry.
You can get started.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to save James on this one and take his side this one. You missed what he said, Miranda. Basically, his mind is, it's a binary system that's running every single time. It's, do I masturbate? Yes or no? And whatever situation, that question is always answered one way or the other. I walk into a room, do I masturbate right now? Yes or no? No? All right, I'm going to go to this other thing. Do I masturbate right now? No. I had a rock thrown at me. Do I masturbate now? Yes or no?
Wait
First
until
rock is thrown.
yeah.
I gotta put my hand on
File
the
the
neck real
police
quick.
report first, and then masturbate.
It's just continuous binary program that's running in the
Hold the
brain.
popo, hand on dick. Got
I'm
it.
sorry if in a polite society or unpolite society I was being killed for witchcraft, I am not gonna stop jerking off. Like I am just like if that's the case, I'm being killed for this. Oh, the sorcery you'll see, my friends.
I'm gonna spill my magic
What?
potion on
You
everyone.
have no idea. I am the most powerful wizard you've ever fucking seen, and I will show you how.
What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Kill me? You're gonna kill me? Oh, you're gonna demonize me? Oh, let me tell you,
Demonize
son.
dicks.
Oh, I'm gonna go to your hell or fake lame ass hell.
I love how this show took
That's
a
right.
turn right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this. I'm fine, I'll jerk it. No, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today for our new show, Sin of a Witch, I'm in. Part of the Final Watch It series of shows. I am Matty Lapone.
I think I'm the kid.
The teen.
I'm the teen.
Which means your masturbation program runs overtime.
There you go. Yeah.
That makes sense.
A lot of baths,
based
kids. A
on
lot of
this
baths.
conversation. Yeah. And I'm Rio Miranda.
And there's a rabbit next to me somewhere over there, I think. I don't know, I can't see shit still.
We missed that smoking Phat J. Where's that smoking Phat J?
Smoking Fat Scratchy.
He has rabies.
It's Smoking
that's why
Fat
he's
Scratchy
not
is
here.
what his official name is.
Senor Scratch.
Oh, Senor Scratchy. Smoking Fat Senor
yeah.
Scratchy.
You weren't here, and the last 10 minutes was all about masturbation. So there you go.
All of it. That's a summary of the show, masturbation. Please join us next week when
Isn't
we,
that the summary of every show?
according to your logarithm program, yes, it is.
Yes.
Masturbate, yes or no?
Yeah.
Please join us next week when we are back for episode 4 of the Agatha All Along Series, which is completely about masturbation.
Yeah.
Until,
What if it isn't? Why was it on Disney Plus? Yeah.
hey,
Check and mate.
at least it's not the P. Diddy network. All right. Yeah.
Oh, fucking justice for P. Diddy. Justice for P. Diddy.
This isn't a Boondocks episode. Oh, if you know that reference, then welcome to our show. Until next time, please join us once again. And just check off yes or no that you're going to masturbate once this goes off the air.
Yeah. And I told you that we won't stop. And I told you that we won't stop.
Christy, you can roll the crates.